What if I told you there's a business where you make money while you sleep, requires almost zero daily work, and you can start for less than the cost of a used car? I'm talking about the AM business. But before you rush out to buy your first machine, there are some brutal truths you need to know. Because while everyone's talking about passive income, nobody's telling you the whole story. The reality check first, let's address the elephant in the room. With digital payments everywhere, Apple Pay on every phone, and cryptocurrencies rising, is cash even relevant anymore? Here's the truth. Americans are using less cash than ever before, but we're nowhere near getting rid of it completely. As of 2025, there are still approximately 470,000 ATMs operating across the United States. That's not a dying industry. That's a massive market. But here's what the YouTube gurus won't tell you: an AM business won't make you a millionaire. It won't buy you a Lamborghini. What it can do is generate consistent passive income that could fund a vacation, replace a part-time job, or supplement your retirement. Industry data from 2025 shows that a well-placed AM can generate between $450 and $1,200 per month in net profit. That's real money, but it's not retirement money from a single machine. The beauty of this business isn't in the individual machine profits. It's in the scalability and the passive nature. One machine might earn you $600 a month, but what about 5 machines? 10 machines? That's when the math starts getting interesting. And unlike a traditional business, you're not working harder for each additional machine. You're just replicating a proven system. The numbers break down. Let's talk real numbers. How do AMs actually make money? The primary revenue source is the surcharge fee. That's the fee users pay when they withdraw cash. In 2025, most AMs charge between $2.50 and $3 per transaction. Some high-traffic locations like casinos or concert venues charge even more. Here's the industry formula. Approximately 2 to 3% of people who see an AM will use it. So if your location gets 200 customers per day, you can expect around 5 transactions daily. At $3 per transaction, that's $15 per day, or roughly $450 per month. Multiply that over a year, and you're looking at $400 in annual revenue from one machine. Now, let's talk startup costs, because this is where things get interesting. A new AM machine typically costs between $2,000 and $3,000. You'll also need vault cash, which is the money you load into the machine. This is usually another $2,000, but don't worry, this money cycles back to you as customers withdraw. It's tied up in the business, but you're not losing it. So your total initial investment is around $4,000 to $6,000 per machine, but there are ongoing costs too. Internet connectivity runs about $30 to $50 monthly. Maintenance and supplies might cost another $20 to $50 per month. If you're paying rent to the location owner, that's typically a percentage split of the surcharge revenue, often 30 to 50%. Insurance, cash handling, and occasional repairs add to the operational costs. All in, you're looking at $200 to $400 in monthly expenses per machine. Let's do the math on a realistic scenario. Revenue of $450 per month minus operational costs of $300 leaves you with $150 in net profit monthly, or $1,800 per year. With a $4,000 investment, that's a 45% annual return. Not bad, right? But here's the kicker. That's a conservative estimate. A well-placed machine in a high-traffic area can do significantly better. Location is everything. This brings us to the most critical factor in AM success: location, location, location. The difference between a profitable AM and a money pit comes down to where you place it. High-traffic areas are king. Think convenience stores, gas stations, bars, retail shops, shopping malls, and busy commercial zones. But high traffic alone isn't enough. You need locations where people actually need cash. Cash-only restaurants are gold mines for AM placement. Bars where customers want to use the jukebox or tip in cash. Nail salons and barber shops where cash is preferred. Street fairs, farmers markets, and outdoor events. These are the spots where your AM thrives. Industry insiders recommend looking for underserved areas. Places with high foot traffic but limited AM presence. That's your sweet spot. And here's a pro tip: negotiate smart with location owners. Instead of paying fixed rent, structure deals where you split the surcharge revenue. This aligns everyone's incentives. When the business does well, everyone wins. Some operators focus on mobile AM businesses, placing machines at temporary events like pumpkin patches, Christmas tree farms, concerts, and festivals. This requires more hands-on management but can generate significantly higher transaction volumes during peak seasons. The data shows that placement strategy determines everything. A machine in the wrong location might only process 50 transactions per month. The same machine in an optimal location could handle 300 transactions. That's a six-fold difference in revenue from the exact same investment. The business model. So how do you actually start? There are three main approaches. First, you can buy your own app outright. This gives you complete control and 100% of the revenue after processor fees. You handle everything: purchasing, installation, cash management, and maintenance. It's more work up front but offers the highest profit potential long term. Second, you can use ATM placement programs. Some companies will place a free app at your location and split the revenue with you. This requires zero upfront investment but means lower profit margins. It's a good option if you own a business and want to add an ATM without capital investment. Third, there's the franchise route. ATM franchises like AF charge franchise fees between $25,000 and $40,000 but provide training, support, and established systems. This is the most expensive entry point but reduces the learning curve significantly. Most successful operators start small. Buy one machine, learn the business, optimize your operations, then scale. The startup costs are low enough that you can test the waters without risking your life savings. And unlike many businesses with high overhead, if your first location doesn't work, you can literally move the machine somewhere else. The return on investment timeline is surprisingly fast. Industry data shows most ATM owners break even within 6 to 12 months. Some operators in prime locations report breaking even in as little as 4 to 6 months. After that, it's pure profit until the machine needs replacing, which typically happens every 5 to 7 years. The challenge is now, let's talk about what makes ATM businesses fail, because yes, they do fail sometimes. The biggest mistake is poor location selection. Operators who don't do proper market research end up with machines that sit idle, generating minimal transactions. Remember, you need both foot traffic and a genuine need for cash. Cash management is another challenge. You need to keep machines stocked with enough cash to meet demand, but not so much that you're tying up excessive capital, run out of cash, and you lose potential transactions. Keep too much in the machine, and you're limiting your ability to expand. Security and liability are real concerns. ATM theft, though rare, does happen. Skimming devices and fraud attempts are ongoing issues. You'll need proper insurance coverage and security measures. This adds to your costs but protects your investment. Regulatory compliance can't be ignored. You'll need to register your business, potentially obtain money transmitter licenses depending on your state, and comply with various banking regulations. It's not overwhelming, but it requires attention to detail and staying current with requirements. And finally, there's the digital payment trend. While cash isn't disappearing anytime soon, the long-term trajectory is toward less cash usage. A business that thrives today might face different conditions in 10 or 15 years. Successful operators stay aware of market trends and adapt accordingly. So what's the final verdict? Is an ATM business profitable in 2025? Yes, absolutely. But it's not a path to instant wealth. It's a legitimate passive income opportunity that rewards smart location selection, solid business fundamentals, and patient scaling. You can start with $4,000 to $6,000, generate monthly passive income, and scale at your own pace. The math works. The demand exists. But success requires doing your homework, choosing locations carefully, and managing operations efficiently. It's not glamorous, but it's proven. And for the right person, it's an excellent way to build a secondary income stream that runs on autopilot. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're breaking down real business opportunities, no hype, just facts and numbers. Drop a comment below, would you start an ATM business? What questions do I need to answer in the next video? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.